Hello, hello. This is J Goddess with J Goddess Tarot, and I am here to bring you your July 2021 predictions. So we have 3 piles today that you can choose from, and pick multiple piles if you so feel inclined to do so, because there may be messages for you in multiple piles. So for starters, we have pile 1 with snow quartz, we have pile 2 with silver moonstone, and we have pile 3 with rose quartz. So take a moment, take a few deep breaths in and out, close your eyes if necessary, and pick the pile or piles that resonate with you most closely. And while you're doing that, I'd like you to take a look below in the description box and check out my link to my Instagram, where I regularly post readings for the collective, a link to my Amazon wish list with decks and everything that I would love to have, no pressure, and a link to my Patreon, where a high vibe tribe over there. I post exclusive pick-a cards, too hot for YouTube pick-a cards, and tutorials on how to do things such as develop your intuition. So without further ado, we will get started. All right, my pile ones, for those of you who selected this beautiful snow quartz, these is your reading about predictions for July 2021. What's coming up for you? And the energy of this spread automatically is, to me, talking about relationships. So reading this, it's saying, really, 4 of Cups, you're at this point where you are suffering from, and I use the word suffering lightly, or you're experiencing a lot of boredom and being in maybe the same routine and not having been out and social like you normally would have been. And truly, because of the context of the times, I feel this is closely related to restrictions and being in the house more than usual because of the global pandemic, and wherever you are in the world, lockdown has impacted you and your social life. I think it's impacted everyone, but some folks to a greater extent than others. But this is saying, the spread is saying, you really are in this 4 of Cups energy. You're bored, you're just tired of this ultra safe routine, and you're ready for something new. So this is July 2021 prediction. So if you live in the northern hemisphere of the world, this is going into the summertime for you. And it's saying 2 things. You need to be in this King of Wands energy, because when you begin to get in this take charge mentality, this, I feel more about being assertive than fiery, but for some of you it could be being fiery. But once you engage and step into this King of Wands energy, you're also going to attract a King of Wands. So male or female, doesn't matter. You're going to attract a fiery, assertive, strong personality and a love connection. And you two are going to come together potentially. And it's going to be a 2 of Cups experience. It's going to be very positive. It's going to be fruitful. And it's going to be something that is very compatible with your personality. So say you're a naturally fiery person and you're thinking, oh, okay, I don't think that would work. With this person coming in the King of Wands energy, you two will complement one another. It won't be a clash. It will be very much potentially soulmates, connection, but it's going to be a strong, passionate connection. It could also mean friendship for some of you, but I feel strongly it's more romantic connection that's coming in. But either way, a new connection is coming in for you in July, my pal ones. And Spirit is saying, be assertive. What I'm feeling that is saying is, get back out there, be safe and be cautious and be conscious of, things that maybe still be going on in your area of the world, but be assertive, get back out there. And that could mean initially starting about getting back out there in dating sense online, or just doing some 1 or 2 things a month rather than necessarily going out every weekend. Still be cognizant, still, move forward in a very thoughtful way about how you want to be social and get social again, but be assertive and get out there. And Spirit is also saying it's unlikely you're going to stay sitting still and stay in this energy. They're really not encouraging you to stay in that energy, but they also don't, Spirit is saying you won't stay in that energy. But then 2 other cards I pulled which definitely support the be assertive is this Lapis Lazuli, make a decision, as well as be bold and make the first move, Cardinal Moon. So overall, Spirit is saying walk in that King of Wands energy, because you will attract that back to you in the best way possible with a 2 of Cups person coming, someone you will have a 2 of Cups romantic connection or friendship, potentially soulmate connection with, but with someone you will have a connection with that is that strong and positive. And something I want you to look out for, my pal ones, is the Four of Cups is speaking this to me strongly, is settling. So if you decide to get out there, make a decision to get back out there, and the first person you meet, you kind of settle on as the potential person you're going to have the Two of Cups connection with, Spirit is saying, don't do that. Definitely be aware that every person you meet is not this King of Wands person, but they will come in if you're out there and you're having fun. I'm hearing having fun, and being seen as having fun is a big part of that. And I don't mean in any unnatural or superficial way, my pal ones, but I feel it's going to be important for you to be out there and engaged again and be, you know, kind of very bright and lit up, like the sun. Sun card didn't come out, but that's what's coming up for me in my mind. Is going to be very important, an important part of your connection. So this is what's coming up for you in July 2021, my pal ones. Please remember to like, share, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notification so you know when I post new content. Also, please check out the links below in the description box. I have a link to my Instagram, a link to my Amazon wishlist, and a link to my Patreon. Please join us there. We're a high vibe tribe. I post exclusive pickup cards, too hot for YouTube pickup cards, as well as tutorials on how to do things like developing your intuition. Feel free to pick another pile if you've been called to do so, or if this is where I leave you for today. Thank you for letting me read for you, and I will see you in my next video. Hello, my pal 2. So for those of you who selected this beautiful silver moonstone, this is your July 2021 prediction. So the energy I'm picking up with this spread, my pal 2s, is some type of harmony is going to be restored in your relationships. I feel you have been going through a tough time. Specifically, I'm hearing like familial relationships, some relationship with your family members, or something on your job where it's been a tense environment. It could have even been a toxic environment for a time on your job. And you are now coming out of this energy. July 2021 is going to bring harmony back into the mix. Some type of resolution to the issue is going to be reached. And with this harmony, especially with this 10 of Cups and the 3 of Pentacles that both talk about harmony, community, coming together, what you're going to realize is this harmony comes back into play in this relationship or set of relationships, is you're going to have a lot of self-realization with this Judgment card about maybe the part you played in some of the disharmony and the part that you can play in restoring harmony. And what I mean is this: I do not feel you, my pal 2s, are the cause of the disharmony in the relationship, but I feel that maybe your response or reaction didn't help the situation, if that makes sense. So I'll give you an example. Say you are at a job and you're on a team, and management on the team is just not good. Like, you know it, your peers know it, other people you work with know it. So you have great harmony with your teammates, but for some reason you and management might not be on the same page, or you may have just a toxic boss, a toxic leader. And so say in July 2021, something comes in, like their boss, your toxic manager's boss comes in and moves them to a different department or moves them to a different team. And you then get a leader that sees the problems on the team and helps restore harmony and helps restore trust amongst the team. That's just an example that came up to me. So as you see harmony being restored in this setting, in this example, work setting, you are going to take a step back and do some self-reflection and see how, no, you didn't cause the toxic environment and the disharmony in the first place, but you may have had a very hardened attitude toward trying to work with that leader or work with those people. And I by no means am excusing poor leadership or bad leadership or saying you should accept being abused. It's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is you can now take a step back now that the environment is changing for the better under new leadership or something of that nature. You can take a step back and say, maybe I didn't contribute to the employee surveys and say, how I was feeling or what's going on. Or maybe I wasn't as much a part of the solution as I could have been. Like, you're having some self-realization, and it's not a bad thing. As I said, you were not the reason that there was disharmony in this, amongst this group of people. I'm really feeling it's a group of people, like in a toxic boss and the teen example I described, or in a family situation where, and when I'm feeling family member, I'm not feeling like somebody you live in the house with. I'm feeling like family member, cousin, aunt, sibling, spouse, like something like that. Maybe they did or said something that was offensive, or was rude or disrespectful, and how you're now taking a step back and saying, okay, I contribute to that continued disharmony. I didn't start it or cause it, but maybe I just cut him off and stopped speaking to him. You know what I mean? Something like that, my pal twos. Like, you are at a place now that harmony is being restored. So in the family situation, maybe that person is coming to realize they messed up and they're coming to apologize, and you now see your part, in that continued disharmony. I hope that makes sense. So Spirit is really saying this harmony is coming back into this connection. I'm feeling it could be 50-50 if this is job or this is a familiar connection. I'm not getting so much that this is a relationship, a romantic relationship. I'm feeling it's one of those two, like familial, family members, or career. Spirit is saying you have to forgive in your heart. This is not an external saying you forgive, because I feel whatever this disharmony was that you're now coming to the end of, it really affected you, and you may even have a bit of a grudge unconsciously. So they're saying forgiveness and let go. So in order for you to be able to positively contribute to the harmony being restored in this connection, my pal twos, you have to forgive within yourself. You have to forgive this person, whether it's a bad boss, or it's, a family member who did something that they shouldn't have, or whatever. Once again, this is not excusing bad behavior. No. This is about saying you need to release that heaviness from your shoulders and from your energy, so you can be your best, because it is weighing you down in some ways, my pal twos. And trust me, I totally resonate with this file, so no shade at anyone. I get this. And the crystal card here says loosen your grip. So I feel that when whatever happened to cause disharmony in this connection, you really dug in, like you really took it to heart, and you are maybe even finding it a little tough to forgive this person for what they did or said or whatever. And Spirit is saying it is very important for you to let it go, to loosen your grip and to forgive, because that is the only way you can be a part of the harmony that's being restored in this situation. And the Moon Oracle card says nothing will come of this situation. And what that is telling me is if you continue to hold on to maybe unforgiveness or keeping a grudge, nothing good is going to come from it. Not for you, not for anybody. Like, it's just tanking your energy. It's just messing with your manifestations. Like, you have to release that energy. And I know it's easier said than done. I'm not saying it's going to happen overnight. But now that you are aware with the Judgment card of the parts you played in maybe some of the disharmony, and you're also aware on how the huge parts you can play in restoring the harmony, you have to let this stuff go. This offense, this ill treatment. Like I said, once again, this is not excusing bad behavior. This is about you coming to peace with it, leaving that guilt and that mess on them, and you being released from it so you can be your best and you can move on. So that is what's coming up for you, my pal twos, in July 2021. Please like, share, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell notification so you know when I post new videos. Also, check out the links below in my description box. You'll see a link to my Instagram, a link to my Amazon wish list, as well as a link to my Patreon. Please join us there. We're a high vibe tribe. I post exclusive picker cards. I post Too Hot for YouTube picker cards. And I also post tutorials on how to do things such as develop your intuition. Feel free to pick another pile if you feel so called to do so. If not, and this is where I leave you for now, thank you for letting me read for you today, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Hello, my pal threes. For those of you who selected this lovely rose quartz, this is your July 2021 predictions. So the energy I'm getting from this spread is you have been manifesting something. You have been doing the work and manifesting the Magician card. You've been working on something. You've been working on it in the 5D, meaning doing whatever manifestation practices you follow, but you've also been working on it in the 3D. I like using career because it's an easy thing that most people can relate to. So say you're at a job that you currently don't care for, and you have been in the 3D doing your part. You've been applying for jobs. You may have enrolled in classes to get, more training on something, or in a certification program to, put more certifications on your resume within your field, etc. You've been doing that. And all of your hard work is starting to pay off, because the Seven of Cups is saying, now an opportunity has come up, and you, my pal threes, are unsure of what to do. Like, you have to make a choice right now to stay in your comfort zone or to strike out and do something different. And I feel that it's almost like you've been manifesting, you've been doing the work, and now this opportunity has come up. So for instance, you've been applying for jobs and on a regular basis, and maybe you started a couple weeks ago, and all of a sudden, somebody from one of the companies you applied for that you don't even immediately remember applying for reaches out to you and says, hey, let's set up an interview. And you're experiencing a little bit of anxiousness because of it, because it's almost like you were doing the work, but a part of you didn't expect something to actually come of it. And I can totally relate to that. That's happened to me many times before, but you were still doing the work in both the 5D and the 3D. So something is starting to come through. And what this what the Seven of Cups is you need to move forward even though you don't know all the answers. So even if you don't know if you're going to get the job or not, even if you're not 100% sure if this is a good fit, you should still go through and have an interview with this person to find out more. It's you actively taking the steps, and that's what this yes card is mean. Like, move forward. Yes, do it. Step out of your comfort zone and do it. And then this Four of Swords is saying, in July, if you can, if it's within your power to do so, you need to take some time out for yourself, my pal threes. And that could mean something as simple as, taking a Friday off from work, taking a vacation day, and just having me time, you know what I mean? And just resting, recuperating, because Four of Swords usually indicates deep healing. I'm not getting the deep healing here. I'm getting, you need to do some rest and renewal with this Four of Swords and this beautiful figure, in the nest here. You need to take some time out and do some deep healing, or take some rest, sorry. And the Sodalite card came up, and what I find very interesting about this is it says speak your truth. So I'm feeling for many of you who are watching this, with whom this message resonates, you may be in my job example that I'm talking about. You may be at a job where you don't feel as valued and given the opportunities that you really want. So talking to this, having this interview with this company that's coming up is going to give you a chance to speak your truth. And also at the job you're at, find a way that's comfortable for yourself, if this resonates with you, to speak your truth. I feel you're manifesting new opportunities, but also while you're where you're at, you need to speak more of your truth and maybe not be so quiet about everything. I feel that you just hold a lot of things in, my pal threes. And then this says step out of your comfort zone, North Node. Definitely you want to step out of your comfort zone. That goes along with the Seven of Cups, moving forward even if you don't know all the answers, as well as the yes card. And this I found interesting. Compromise. So this is I'm reading this two ways for this spread. Maybe you've compromised too much at the current job you're at, but also at the job you're going to be interviewing for, if this example resonates with you. You maybe don't have to take it on as a full-time role. Maybe you could do it as contract work to see if it's something you would want to transition into, because we've all heard the saying, better the devil you know than the devil you don't. So you already are aware of the challenges and the pitfalls and the not so nice things at your current job. And I feel a part of you that's part of the hesitation that I'm sensing with the Seven of Cups is you are a little afraid to go to someplace new and not know all of those things up front. And it's okay not to know those things up front. You won't, because it's a new environment, a new place. So step outside of your comfort zone and speak your truth, and compromise. Don't compromise as much of where you're at, but also when opportunities come and recruiters call you back, or HR departments call you back at companies you're interested in potentially working at or changing jobs to speak your truth about what's good for you, what you want, and see, definitely compromise. Talk about, hey, I may not want to transition into this full time right now, but, like my company has really great benefits or something, or you don't have to tell them all that. But, is it possible I can start on a part-time basis or on a contract basis? Just something like that. Now, if this is a relationship that is coming through, got a totally different message for that. If you pick this pile and a relationship is really what was on your mind when you picked it, July 2021 is saying a new opportunity is coming. This is something you've been manifesting, a relationship you've been manifesting, and an opportunity is going to come. A person is going to come in. An opportunity takes a trip to maybe meet people, like something really good that you've been manifesting is coming in. And you almost have this hesitation. No, you do have this hesitation with the Seven of Cups. And Spirit is saying, yes, move forward with it. Take a chance. Don't, of course, do anything where you feel you put your safety in danger. That's not what I'm feeling is coming in. For example, you've been manifesting meeting, your next person that you want to be in a relationship with. And a friend calls you and says, hey, there's this trip to Vegas coming up, just something that just came up, go on that trip if you're able to. You don't know who you may meet. You don't know, what connections you may make, etc. Or, even a smaller trip than that, or just something that's going to come up that you've been manifesting this person. But through that thing, you are going to meet your next potential person. And once again, Four of Swords, I think, is talking about recognizing that you may need to take time for yourself, and you may need to take maybe a day here and there off from work if you're able to, and rest, because I feel renewal is very important for whatever is coming up next, whether this resonates with you from a career perspective or a relationship perspective. But back to the relationship perspective. So this new opportunity is coming in. You've been manifesting it. Speak your truth. When you meet this next person, say you go on this trip to Vegas and it's like people in your age range, let's say from different cities, around the US or something. And you kind of start striking up a conversation with some people or a specific person that you really resonate with. Speak your truth. Like, be honest about what you want next in a relationship. You don't have to say, I want marriage and children if that's something you want. You don't have to say that in the first meeting, but you can say, I'm looking for someone who's more looking for something serious versus someone who's looking for just, a fly-by-night thing. That's a fair thing to say. So speak your truth. Don't be silent, because I feel in the past, my pal threes, you have been very silent and maybe compromised once again too much in relationships and been disappointed and dissatisfied. And also that also goes to step out of your comfort zone, North Node. If you have a friend coming up that's offering you to go on this cool trip or any opportunity that comes up, it's okay to step outside of your comfort zone and move forward. Once again, that Seven of Cups, without knowing all the answers. It's perfectly normal. It's perfectly okay. And understand any offer that you don't like, you can always say no to. You know what I mean? But I feel this is calling you to step outside of your comfort zone, do a little something different than you've been doing, and know that this opportunity is going to come because you've been manifesting something. And through this opportunity, your manifestation, what you've been trying to manifest, is going to start to begin to come to 3D, whether that is career, job, or whether that is relationship. So that is what I have for you today, my pal threes. Please remember to like, share, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell notification so you know when I post new content. Also, check out the links below in the description box. I have a link to my Instagram, a link to my Amazon wishlist, and a link to my Patreon. Please join us there. We are a high vibe tribe, and I post exclusive pick a card readings. I post Too Hot for YouTube readings, as well as I post tutorials to help you do things such as developing your intuition. Feel free to pick another pile if you feel called to do so. If not, and this is where I leave you, thank you for letting me read for you today, and I will see you in my next video.